Hello everybody, this is the Goofsome Fox coming at you with a match here in the Gunner Gundam. And this is going to be a 500 cost basic match here. We're on Impact site, and as you can see we're running a 3 support team here. And I'm going to get to this little section over here. The Gunner Gundam has been buffed during the recent updates, and I say buffed in quotations because it really wasn't a whole lot for this suit. Which kind of sucks because the Gundam Gundam has fallen behind over the time in this game, so it probably needs a bit more than what they gave it, but I'm covering what we have here for the Gunner Gundam. For the unit features, there's only been one change, and I should mention too that this is the level 3 version of the Gunner Gundam. And the only change to unit features was that the level 3 range attack boost was increased from 41 to 50, which is nice, but again, it's only on the level 3 here. No other version of the Gundam Gundam got any increase to its range strength. Yeah, yeah, nothing really too special going on there. The next set of buffs here is for the ranged main weapon, that being the Gunner Gundam beam rifle. The heat rate was reduced from 75% to 65%, which is a very helpful buff, since one of the main issues with the Gunner Gundam's beam rifle is that it does overheat fairly quickly. So having less, or at least a reduced heat rate, yeah, been very helpful to have. The overheat was shortened from 20 seconds to 15 seconds, so you can have your beam rifle ready a lot quicker if you do overheat it. And for the level 2 variant, the power while focusing was increased, and this is also increased for upper levels like the, well, level 3 here. And the final thing that we have here is that the Gunner Gundam got a brand new weapon. Not really a weapon, but I guess more like a tool. It got the sensor pod, and this is a newly added weapon. I want to focus on this for a bit, because I think way more could have been done with this than what they actually gave us. So, the sensor pod, what it does is that when you activate it, it's kind of like the Ewak Jagen's sonar, will kind of just stay active for a few seconds, saying, well, it's not really a spotting tool. It doesn't spot enemies like one of the camera tools would. Instead, what it does is that what it's supposed to do is that it nullifies fake beacon and stealth, and it's also supposed to disable these skills entirely. And yeah, I think it also helps your allies too. Nullifies enemy radar jamming at set intervals for you and your allies, granting immunity for a set time after. And I think this does show enemies on radar as well. So it does have some use, but the issue is it's very specific when you can really use it, because you know, not every match is going to have a stealth suit or a fake beacon suit or something with jamming, so really, for the most part, it's not that useful of a tool to have. Again, the only few times it's really been helpful is it can show enemies on radar who are using like stealth or jamming, but again, just very situational. Did have a match where the enemy team did have a Black Rider on Abandoned City, and it was very helpful there, I will admit, but yeah, aside from that, it's just there. And I mean, that really only covers it for the buffs that they gave the Gunner Gundam. Again, not really a whole lot going on for this suit, which I think, again, there's just way more I think they could have done, especially, like I said, with the sensor pod entirely, because if they made it a spotting tool, it would have been much more useful, because then at least you'd be able to get a bit of extra damage on any enemy who's marked. So I think that would have been a pretty big helpful buff there. Another thing too that I realized is that the Gunner Gundam's mobile suit description actually says that the weapon sensors are connected to the suit itself, so I'm surprised to find out the Gunner Gundam all this time could not use its radar while scoped in. And I thought, well, if they actually had it to where you can use the radar while it's scoped in, that would make the sensor pod a bit more useful for itself, because then at least you still be able to kind of see around and see if anyone's trying to, sneak up on you or anything, so you won't have to scope in, scope out, check your radar. So I think that would have gave it a bit more usage, but yeah, this yeah, it sucks because Gundam Gundam's a suit I do like using, and I do want to try to get it out a bit more, especially at its native cost. 450 and 500. It's been okay at 500, but those costs, there's just a lot of other better alternatives. Hyzak Custom is like the first example that kind of comes to mind to me, because the Gundam Gundam and the Hyzak Custom are kind of similar in a way, but also very different in that the Hyzak Custom just has much better equipment going on for it. Sure, the beam rifle on the Custom takes longer, but you do get a heavy stagger if it's fully charged. And the machine gun that the Hyzak Custom comes with is just also much better than the Vulcans that this suit gets. So, again, just another the difference that this suit is just really outclassed at the moment, and yeah, it needs kind of an overhaul. Yeah, don't really have too much else to say really about it. Again, it's a fun suit, but I think they just need to have a bit more going for it. I will say though some pros about it, and these really aren't pros from the buffs per se, but I mean just some overall buffs about the Gundam Gundam I can name that make it worth using, is that the beam rifle does do a lot of damage for a full charge. That is a very nice thing about it. The Gundam Gundam is also very mobile, and it can move pretty quick, and it can jump really quickly, so it makes it much easier for trying to position yourself and get somewhere that you would need to be. Beam rifle has piercing, that also is very helpful. The beam saber, I mean, I guess it's kind of a good thing. It does use the enhanced beam saber that the regular Gundam uses, so it can do more melee damage compared to other suits like the full armor Gundam, which only uses the regular beam saber. So you do have that option there. What else can I really say about it? The Vulcans are not really that good. They're just your standard pair of head Vulcans, only really necessary if you either boosting away and need to kind of just have something while you're boosting, or while you're just trying to finish someone off. Maybe they're like really low health, like I did with the Gyaradoga earlier. And before I continue, just time out, mission over. See how we did here with the Gunner Gundam. And a mission completed, good works going around. And did beat our rival. Also did get top in assist score for this match. I'm gonna send some praises to my two support teammates, because they did really well. 4th place overall with 3 kills and 0 deaths. So yeah, not too shabby this match here. I think this has actually been the best match I've been able to get with the Gunner Gundam, because yeah, just a lot of matches have just been haven't really been doing too well, and I think it's just another sign that the suit needs another buff. Kind of just been a lot of either getting like 1 or like no kills, and maybe only dying once, but for the most part it was really just more of me kind of assisting my teammates a lot, and even then I wasn't really getting a lot of assist score for it, so yeah, I think the Gundam Gundam overall can use a bit more work for it to just kind of be up to date with the suits we have now. Again, probably I would say make the sensor pod maybe actually spot targets, because I think that would just be very helpful just for the extra damage alone. I think it'd be a bit more useful than it just nullifying the effects, though I don't know if they want to give it that completely, because if they give it the nullifying and then the scanner, it might be maybe a bit too much. Not entirely sure with that one. And I think the other thing could probably be the beam rifle, maybe just another kind of make it so it doesn't overheat as quickly. Again, just not too much, because obviously we don't want the suit to become overpowered by any means, but I think just kind of that would be just a bit, just some small minor changes. Definitely the Vulcans too. Vulcans need a buff. Vulcans need probably a buff. Maybe make their own Vulcans for it. Maybe they do more damage or stagger a bit better. Probably would be the only other suggestion I have for this, aside from anything I mentioned before. But that's going to do it for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Gunner Gundam. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.